Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business Interview. I'm Sean Aylmer. The new financial year seems as good a time as any for small businesses to get things in order for the year ahead. As always, there's plenty of uncertainty about what's going to come over the next 12 months, but the 2026 fiscal year is particularly challenging, shall we say, because of the geopolitical climate and potential for tariffs. Now, while tariffs may not directly impact a small or medium-sized business, they will impact the Australian economy. So, how should businesses prepare for the year ahead? To help answer that question, I welcome Banjo Loans CEO Guy Callaghan. Guy, welcome to Fear and Greed.
Hi, Sean. Thanks. Great to be here.
Broadly, what's the state of the SME market at the moment?
It is, it's tough. It's really, really tough out there. They've been doing it pretty tough for 5 years. And probably the first time we've got a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel with some interest rate drops, which I think will, hopefully touch wood in the next few days, we might get some more good news around that for the SMEs. Because with, getting a bit of debt funding can help them sort of really power their growth where they have not been able to do that lately. But yeah, believe me, it's a tough environment. They've been doing it really tough for a long time.
And we have discussed this before, but are there sectors particularly finding it hard and others doing okay?
Yeah. So construction is still really hurting. Manufacturing still hurting, and a bit of sort of wholesale logistics, transport, that side of things. Interestingly, there's been a little bit, and it's continued, a little bit of a rebound on retail and hospitality. Not significantly, but compared to where they were. So what we've kind of seen over the last 4 or 5 years is a real sort of jagged shark's tooth where there's a little bit of growth, then it goes back down again. A little bit of growth, then it goes back down. So it's been like that for a while. So no industries are really seeing out; they're all hurting. But interestingly, we just got some data out last week for our last quarter. For the first time, I sort of saw services starting to hurt a little bit too.
Yeah, okay. So, cash flow is king in all businesses, obviously. Take me through your views on how small businesses should think about cash flow and running the business. Now, I know off air we discussed there was 5 suggestions to think about. The first one, take advantage of financial support for SMEs.
Yep. So look, no budget, not federal or state, have been that kind to SMEs, I would say, out there. So you've really got, I would say, use the accountants that you're working with and really look for what grants are available. We've got the energy rebate. That's probably about the best thing that's out there at the moment. They've stopped doing the asset finance rebate, which was really, really great for SMEs to help them. So what I would say is really use your accountants and those people around you to try and find out what grants are available, particularly within your state where your head office is.
Yeah, is it particular? It just doesn't seem to be a lot out there at the moment. That's what seems interesting.
Nah, it's been like a Christmas Grinch for a while in those budget updates. I'll be honest. Yeah, all the state ones this year have been pretty poor for SMEs, and the federal budget it had nothing. Apart from the electricity rebate.
Yeah. Okay. The second suggestion, complete the shift to digital payments.
Yep. So this is all about just making yourself as efficient and operationally efficient as you possibly can. So getting as digital with all of your payments, the ability to kind of, if you need to change financial institutions or anything like that, just being in that position where you can, so you can look at what's best for you rather than being beholden to slow systems and everything like that. And then comes with that, I think another one we've got down there is looking at, compliance around fraud. So all of that technology side of things is really important to your business. So staying ahead of the game and being as payment efficient, as digitally efficient, fraud, all of that stuff is super important. So IT and technology, do not skimp on it. That would be my advice.
Do SMEs skimp on it at the moment? I'd imagine that it's kind of almost in the too hard basket for some.
It is. Yeah, it is. It really is. So what we've kind of seen is a lot of SMEs holding off hiring, and when they, hiring for those resources that can help them achieve, the efficiencies in the IT side of things. The way SMEs, so we had a look at when inflation first started hurting, they all raised their prices. They stopped doing that about 18 months ago, and now they're looking at seeing where they can cut costs. So things like spending on a flash new IT system. That's not happening, right? So use what they've got to use what they've got and try and be as effective as they can with it. But don't skimp on security. That would be the one big thing.
Stay with me, Guy. We'll be right back. I'm speaking to Guy Callaghan, CEO of Banjo Loans. We're going through a list of things that SMEs should at least think about as we head into the new year. Manage the cost of lending is another one.
Yeah, but particularly now that interest rates are coming down, and hopefully, Sean, we get some really good news in the next couple of days that are coming down again. So it's time to sort of look around and seeing if you're getting the best deal with some of your funding. Because believe me, a lender won't drop their rates pretty quickly if you're sort of set there. And that's where being sort of with your digital setup, you're able to sort of change. The other thing to do here is to use your finance brokers that are around you. So there's some really smart finance brokers who know the different products that are out there, and they know if you're getting a good deal or not. So don't be afraid to engage them. And it's their job to help you try and find the best deal for you, the best type of loan and the best interest rate, the best payments, the best repayments, all of that type of stuff. So it's like the accountant. Use the financial advisors around you to really see if they can get the best deal for you.
I mean, I went to my lender 2 weeks ago and said, hey, can I do any better than this? And I threatened to change banks. I got an amazing discount. Well, not amazing discounts, but it was 50 basis points less than what I was paying. That's on a mortgage. So it's a bit the same in small business loans?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I would say it's more because what's happened is the fighting, all the banks that were fighting around all the retail mortgages and stuff like that, now where they said they can make their money is in the business lending, right? So I think it's even more imperative now that people go and look and see what's out there and just see what the competition. And it's not just the banks. I mean, we're a non-bank lender, so, blatant plug for us. We're not the cheapest out there, but we'll look for the right type of product for you and what's there. So the financial institutions are clambering over business loans. So use that to your advantage if you're an SME owner.
Another one, invest in innovation and workforce development.
So this is going back to the IT side of things. It's really don't skimp on it. But then also, as we touched on, SMEs aren't really going out there and hiring a lot at the moment because it's really tough. So you want to keep the workforce you've got. So offering some smart incentives for them to stay, get them engaged in what your business is doing and what the goals are, and get their goals aligned with that, with their, and reward them. It doesn't have to be financially, but just different kind of incentives, whether it's an extra day off, whether it's sort of wellness type activities, all sorts of stuff you can do to incentivize you. You don't want to be out there looking for new employees at the moment if a key employee leaves you. You just don't. It's really hard.
And finally, and we have touched on this one, but a bit more detail, stay compliant with wage theft legislation and fraud management.
Yeah. It's you've just got to have complete IT systems around your fraud. So looking at our side of things, we've just really upgraded our the platform that we run our whole systems on over the last. It's actually taking us nearly 12 months to do. Slowly upgrade it, and one of the big things is is fraud prevention for us, so the security for all of our customers. I mean, you just look at Qantas has been hit. There's been a lot of large Australian corporations hit, so don't think the SMEs are immune to being hit. If they can get into Qantas, they can get into your sites if you're not careful. So you want to protect your client's data. That's just a given.
And just the wage theft legislation, what is that?
Oh, look, it's making sure that you're paying right your employees well and right. You're not skimping on super or PAYG, anything like that. So really just be right across it, making sure you've got all your payments up to date. I mean, even like, and this is not wage theft, but looking at ATO debt, right? The ATO has now stopped you're having your interest deductions on any debt you've got there. So the bank of ATO, it's gone. It's a thing of the past. So you just want to keep ahead of all those financial type of payments.
Guy, thank you for talking to Fear and Greed.
No problem. Thanks a lot, Sean.
That was Guy Callaghan, Banjo Loans CEO. This is the Fear and Greed business interview. Join us every morning for the full episode of Fear and Greed. Business news you can use. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your day.